This Ciga Design Series X, nicknamed the Eye of Horus, has turned out to be one of the most surprising watches that I've experienced from this particular brand. Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches, and I'm talking about another watch from Ciga Design. I love this brand. I think they make some of the most interesting, fun, well-made and relatively affordable watches that you can buy. And they release some very interesting designs, but I don't connect with all of them when I look at them. This one here, the Series X, wasn't one that jumped out at me. It wasn't a watch that I thought, ooh, I want to own that one from this company. But when they reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to check this watch out? I then initially thought, oh, possibly not. This is not the one that has stood out to me from their designs. But I thought I should be open to it because I have been surprised by watches in the past. But because this watch was supplied to me, you would have seen that sponsored icon pop up. And of course, I'm going to leave some links to the Ciga Design website down below. And I'm so glad that I did say yes, because this watch has ended up surprising me. It surprised me for a number of reasons. And I just want to share with you those initial reasons and the things that stood out to me. So in a first impression style video, because this watch has only been with me for a couple of days now, let me show you what has stood out to me and why this one has turned out to be such a surprise to me. I'm always impressed by the Ciga packaging. Comes with this outer box and this inner box. The box itself is shaped like a book, so it can actually sit on your bookshelf, which I quite like. And inside that is information about the watch, instructions about how to lose the movement, information about this particular one, the Series X Eye of Horus. Gives you some more details there, and then when you open up the watch, it displays it in a very nice format. It even gives you some details about the specific watch. But as I said, this one's actually been a rather surprise to me because this is a black watch, a composite sort of material, a bio-ceramic on a rubber strap. And I don't tend to like black watches, I don't tend to like rubber straps, I don't tend to like watches that aren't steel. So when this one arrived, and it surprised me with 4 things, that was rather interesting. The first thing is actually how light this watch is. And again, that's not something that I tend to love. I like actually having a little bit of weight on wrist. It is also super comfortable. The second thing that really stood out to me, it doesn't actually look like a specifically comfortable watch. It's a square, it's flat on the bottom, but this strap here is so soft and it's so light, and that material almost feels soft, and that really did surprise me. The third thing that probably didn't surprise me is legibility. What's the time? I'm not sure what the time is, but well, the Ciga Design watches, I've never really said that they are super legible watches. They are fun, interesting, well-made, and relatively affordable watches. And that fourth thing is the design and quality. Just like every other Ciga Design I've ever owned, this one does feel like that. And I was going to be a little bit unsure because I wasn't sure if this was going to feel like sort of plastic or almost like a toy, but not at all. This bio-ceramic has almost a soft feel to it. I don't know, it's quite interesting. Mechanical movement, as you can see straight through it. The Eye of Horus inside that triangle, which is your second hand, which is really interesting. Not the most legible watch, but definitely a rather interesting watch. Has an interesting little jewel there, that's an interesting choice. The strap is super, super comfortable. Really impressive how comfortable that is. And it has the normal Ciga Design style buckle and tang with this sort of rounded edge here, which seems to be a Ciga Design thing. And as I mentioned, it's super comfortable on wrist. Yeah, every time I put this on, I just immediately think, wow, that's super, super comfortable. And look how it sits down on wrist as well. For that weird sort of case shape and all the angles and all the different aspects of it, it just surprises me how nicely it does sit down and how comfortable it is. Yeah, a really interesting watch, and something which I probably didn't instantly think that would be something that I'd want to wear, but this one surprises me that I do want to wear this one. It surprises me that it's not something that I just want to pick up and look at. It's actually a watch that I want to wear. Now stick around for the full review of this one. I am going to get some wrist time with this one, and I want to give you some more in-depth details about it. So in about 4 to 6 weeks, I'll come back to this one and give you some more details. But whilst we wait for that, how about you check out these 2 videos next?